Hello, welcome to SMT Call. Today we are going to solve the day 6 of August LeetCode challenge. So today's problem name is find all duplicates in an array. So basically if you read the problem statement, it's saying that we will be given one integer array and we need to find duplicate numbers in the given array and we need to return those duplicate number as least, right? So and there are some condition here like that they are saying that given an array, the array element will be range will be in this range only, right? So it should be greater than equals to 1 and it should be less than equals to the size of the array, right? And saying that some element can appear twice and some element can appear once, right? And there is another constraint here. They are saying that can we solve it in without any extra spaces and in linear time, right? So if you think this problem, what comes in our mind at first that we can easily solve it if we can use hash map or set, right? So using hash map or set or array, we can track that this element, this particular element is appearing twice in our array, in our given array, right? And then we can isolate those elements and we can put that in a separate list and we can return that, right? So we can easily do that, but if you do that, then you are using whatever you are using, array, map or set, right? You are using extra spaces, but they are saying we should not use any extra space, right? And we should solve it in linear time, right? So we should not use multiple for loop or multiple while loop, right? So multiple nested while loop or nested for loop, right? So then how we can solve it? So I will suggest you just pause the video and read the problem statement once again. That answer is hidden below, hidden in the description only, right? So basically this is the condition, right? We need, so they are saying that all the element will be in between this range, right? So we need to think in this line only. Then how we can solve? So this is our clue or kind of hint, right? Then how we can solve it? So basically, if you plot this into array, so what I have done here, I plot each and every number in this array, and if you see that every number belongs in this range only, right? It is always greater than equal to 1 and it should be less than equal to 8, right? Since our size is 8, so maximum number you can say it's 8 only, right? Then how we can solve it? So we know that every element will be between 1 to 8 only, right? So can we use any logic? So what we can do, so suppose I am iterating from the first location, right? And I saw, okay, this is my number 4, right? I will since our index starts from 0 but they are saying that they are considering from 1 to 8. So what I will do, I will do -1 from that number, right? So suppose I am starting from my 0, right? So I am starting from here only, right? I am starting from here, the start location, and I found, okay, this is my 4, right? And what I will do, I will go to that 4 minus 1, right? Since our index starts from 0, so 4 minus 1 equals to 3, right? So I will come to the third index, okay, and I will see, okay, this is my number, whatever is our number, I will make that minus, right? So I will make that negative. That means, so it's kind of flag, right? We are just, whatever number we are visiting, I will make that number as negative, right? So that we can identify it later that if it is negative, then that number is already visited, right? So we can safely put that particular number in the list as duplicate number, right? So we are going to follow the same logic here. So at first I will start from 4 and I will see, okay, I will do 4 minus 1 to 3. Then I will go to the third index and I will make that number as negative, right? So that we can identify later, right, that is that number negative or not. And my 4 will remain same, right? After that I will come here 3, right? So again for 3 minus 1, right? 3 minus 1 is equal to 2, right? So I will come here in the 2 index and I will make that number is negative, right? And 3 will remain same. Okay, now I will come to this second position, right? This index. Again I will see, okay, this my number is negative, but I will always consider the absolute value, right? So it should be positive now. So 2 minus 1, its index is 1, right? So in index 1 position we have 3. So I will make that number again negative, right? So I will make it negative again. Now I will come to here, right? 7. So again I will find it's -7. What I will do, I will make that positive. I will take the absolute value and I will go to the 7th position. In the 7th position I found it's 1, right? I will make it -1. Now I will come here, this 4th index, right? In the 4th index I can see my number is 8. So again, sorry, it's for the 7 it will be -3, right? So 7 minus 1 is 6. And again for the 8 I will come here into the 7th position and I will minus that -1, right? And 8 will remain same. Now I will come to this 5th index, right? Here what I found, my number is 2, right? So what I will do, 2 minus 1, my index will become 1. But whenever I will come here and see that my value is already negative, right? That means I already visited that index, right? So I am going to directly put that number in our duplicate array list. So in the duplicate, at first I am going to put this number, right? The 5th index. So it should be 2. So at first I will put 2 and we will move further. Okay. So we are not changing here, right? Since we already changed that, right? Now again I will come here and I will see, okay, I will take the absolute value 3. So 3 minus 1 is 2, right? I will come to this index and again I will see, okay, this number is already negative, right? So that means we already encountered this number earlier, right? So I will make that number 2 plus 1, 3 as duplicate. Then I will again come here 1, right? So 1 minus 1 is 0. I will come here and see, okay, 4 is already positive. So I will make it 4 minus 4. So at the end of our iteration, I can identify these two are my duplicate number, right? So we are going to follow similar logic here. So it's a pretty straightforward approach, but the thinking process is different than other problem, right? So that they classified it as medium level problem. So that's the trick. Okay, so let's write it in Java. That will give you a more better understanding. So and after that I am going to give you the code walkthrough also, right? So okay, so what I will do, so at first, since we are going to return list, right? So I need to define one list. Since I am taking list, but we are not using that list as extra spaces, right? Because it's a requirement, we need to return list. So we need at least one list, but we are not using that as the extra space, right? So that this will not come under extra spaces condition, right? So it should be list integer. Let me name it as result. And what I will do, I will initialize one array list. Okay, now it should be array list. Okay, and it should be generic type. Now what I will do, I will go through each and every position, right, of our input array, right? So it should be int I equals to 0, I should be less than nums dot length, should be length, and I should be plus plus, right? Now what I will do, I will at first take the index, right? So it should be int index. What will be the index? It should be the math dot absolute value. So since we are not considering the negative number while calculating the index, so what it should be? It should be nums dot I minus 1, right? So that means we are so suppose I am in this position, right? So I am in this position. Okay, now I am just checking the actual value and I am doing minus 1 since our index starts from 0, right? So what I will do is I am doing that only, right? So I am picking up my index, and now what I will do, I will check the condition that for that particular index is my value negative. If it is negative, then that means we already visited that index earlier, right? So we are going to check the same logic, right? So what it will be? It should be if index less than 0, right? That means we already visited. So it should be nums index, right? Obviously we are checking the value only, right? So if the value is already negative, then we can assume that we already visited that earlier, right? So we are going to add that in our result list, right? So result dot add. Since we are doing minus 1, so I am going to do plus 1 once again, right? So it should be index plus 1. Now what I will do, and if it is not negative, if it is not visited for the first time probably, what I am going to do, I am going to update that value as negative, right? So that we can identify later. So it should be nums index equals to minus nums index. Okay, I think that's pretty much. And once we are done with our for loop, we are going to return our result list, right? Okay, let's run our code and check whether it's compiling or not, right? Yeah, I think it's compiling and it's giving us expected answer. Let us submit it and see that whether it's accepted or not. I think it's already accepted. Okay, so let's go through our code once again for better understanding. Okay, so what we are doing here, so let me paste the code here. Okay, so what we are doing here, let me maximize it. Okay, so we are just following the similar approach, right? So basically I started with the first element, or first element value, you can say, rather. I am doing minus 1 and I am go to that corresponding index. I will come here and I will find, okay, this is my number, and this value is not less than 0, right? Initially it's 7, right? That means we have not visited that index, right? So earlier, so I will make that as -7. Okay, now again I will move further. So I will again, I will be plus plus, right? I will come here 3, I will come to this 3 number, right? So let me mark it as also. So I will come here, right? So I will come here and I will see, okay, 3, right? So 3 minus 1, I will go to 2, second index, and I will find, okay, 2 is not negative, right? So I have not visited this index earlier, right? That I have not visited 2 earlier. So I will make that second index value as 2 only. Now I will come here actually, and I see it's already negative, but no problem. We are going to consider the positive value, right? We are taking the absolute value only, since we are tracking the index. So if I take -1, then that will be out of bound of our array, right? So I will take +2 minus 1, right? So +2 minus 1 is 1. I will come to the first position. I see, okay, it's 3, right? It's 3 and it's still positive. So it will not go inside this, and I will mark it as -3, okay? Now similarly, I will come here in the 7, and again I will see, okay, I will come here and I see 7 minus 1 is 6, right? 7 minus 1 is 6. In the 6th position, we have 3, and that is not visited, right? So I will make it as -3. Now I will come at 8. Similarly, 8 minus 1 is 7, and 7 is not visited because its value is still positive, right? So it should be -1. Now I will come here 2, right? From the fifth index. Here I can see 2 minus 1 is 1, right? And this value is already negative. That means we already visited this first. Okay, so I will find, okay, this is -3, right? I can see, okay, this is -3. Okay, I can see it's already -3, right? That means we already visited this one index, right? So what I will do, I will put that number in our duplicate array because it's already -3, okay? And so this is how we are going to solve, right? So I will go to till end, and this is how we are going to keep tracking the index and corresponding negative value. If I found the negative value, I am going to update that in our list, right? So you can, so that's the logic we are following here, right? And we are not using any extra spaces. We are not using multiple for loop. We are doing it in linear time, right? So we are iterating through the array only once, right? So I think you like this video and hope you understand this video. And if you still have some doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. And I'm going to add the code in the video description also. And thanks for watching. Bye bye.